Now, streaming live, this is KSLA News Now.
Well, thank you for joining us. You're watching KSLA News Now. I'm Jeff Horchak. Here are some top headlines for you tonight. We begin with a arrest made. New information on a severely beaten 20-year-old by the name of Caleb Richardson. Moments ago, we found out that Bossier Parish sheriffs issued warrants for Braden Harvey and William Lucky on second-degree battery. Now, Lucky voluntarily turned himself in and was later released after posting bond. The Bossier Parish Sheriff's Department are still looking for Harvey and asking for your help. They say he's 17 years old. He has blonde hair and hazel eyes. If you know where he is, call BPSD. Well, also in your crime tracker tonight, an Arklatex coach is arrested for alleged inappropriate actions with a juvenile. According to the Texarkana, Arkansas police, they were tipped off earlier this month that Dennis Johnson Jr., then a coach at Arkansas High, was allegedly involved in inappropriate acts that resulted in his arrest. Now, warrants were issued for the offenses of sexual assault and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. This is an ongoing investigation, and police ask anyone that has information that can help them to come forward. Well, also in your crime tracker tonight, Shreveport police arrest two people in separate crimes related to child abuse. Police say Sierra Walker allegedly hit her 13-year-old child multiple times, causing injuries. Walker was charged with cruelty to a juvenile. In another disturbing case, police arrested Althemion Bristow Jr. He's accused of pouring hot water on the back of a 3-year-old child. He's also charged with 1 count of cruelty to a juvenile. Also in your crime tracker, a Shreveport man convicted of simple robbery last year has been sentenced to a decade behind bars, this time as a habitual offender. According to the Caddo District Attorney, 49-year-old Arnold Ballard Jr. was convicted in October of 2025. Prosecutors say that Ballard robbed a man outside of a Shreveport center that serves the homeless. Under Louisiana law, simple robbery carries up to 7 years in prison. But the district attorney's office filed a habitual offender bill, noting that Ballard had a previous simple robbery conviction from 2023. As a second-time felony offender, his sentencing range increased to 4 2/3 years to up to 14 years. The Ballard ultimately pleaded guilty to the habitual offender bill, agreeing to waive his rights to appeal and post-conviction relief. In exchange, the state recommended a 10-year sentence, which Judge Hathaway imposed. Well, the city of Marshall is saying yes to new roads and longer highways after Texas Congressman Nathaniel Moran secured $2 million for what's being called the Marshall Relief Route. Interstate 369 will be a new road connecting Interstate 20 to Highway 80 and Loop 390, expanding to Highway 59 North. The Representative Moran says this new highway will be an alternative route for regional traffic and interstate commerce. City officials say this new highway will help with congestion traffic in Marshall and also grow the economy. Now, in downtown Marshall, an area with congested traffic, they have one coffee shop owner says that he notices crowded streets continually, but he chooses to focus on how the new highway can bring more business to downtown.
Well, we love it when it's busy. Unfortunately, when it does get busy, it gets a little crowded. I'm hoping that the ease of bringing more people into Marshall will eventually trickle to downtown business.
Now, along with federal funds, the city of Marshall, Harrison County, and other resources will pay for this project, which is expected to cost at least $265 million. Development officials say the construction will start in 2028. Well, new tonight, Louisiana public schools can now begin posting the 10 Commandments again after a ruling today from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. The decision came roughly a month after oral arguments began in the case. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill says schools already have what they need to move forward with compliance guidance being sent out in January.
And we have some much colder weather heading our way later this weekend. I'll have the details on your temperatures coming up.
Now, KSLA First Alert Weather.
And that's a live look outside here. Looking pretty good here on a Friday night, seeing mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures are still relatively mild, but we're going to stay on the milder side tonight. The cold air really won't get here until later this weekend, but we're talking about multiple freezes on the way. In fact, looking more likely now. Latest forecast models coming in a little bit colder here. We'll be down to the 30s by Saturday night and then possibly below freezing both Sunday night and Monday night. So could have a couple freezes on the way for the Arklatex here. Very little rainfall on the way. Drought will continue to worsen over the next week or so. And then looking ahead to next week, we have a pretty quick warming trend. So the cold air is only going to last a couple of days, and we'll be right back up close to 80 by the middle of next week. Here's your forecast for the rest of tonight. And again, pretty mild out there. We're going to stay near 60 all the way through midnight. And then later on tonight, we'll stay mainly in the mid 50s. So again, we're not really in that cooler air just yet. Still looking at a mild night. 54 in Shreveport, 56 in Natchitoches, 50 in Marshall, 55 Center. As you go farther to the north, looking at temperatures here, mostly in the 40s there along and north of the I-30 corridor. Here's your forecast for tomorrow. Cloudy skies for most of the day. I think we'll see some peaks of sunshine, though, later on. We're also going to have a northerly breeze, and that'll keep our temperatures a little bit on the cooler side as well. So generally seeing mid to upper 60s, which is still above average. 68 in Shreveport, 70 in Natchitoches, more low 70s here to the south and 60s elsewhere. Got to talk about those feels-like temperatures, though, because the winds are going to be picking up as this next front comes in Saturday night. So the wind chills will be plummeting. Look at how it's going to feel on Sunday morning. It's going to feel like the mid-20s to near 30 degrees. It's going to be a cold start to your Sunday. As we head through Sunday afternoon, feels like temperatures still mainly in the mid-50s here. And then we get you into Monday morning. It is going to be really, really cold here. We're talking actual air temperatures near freezing, but feels like temperatures Monday morning in the mid-20s. It is definitely going to feel like winter around here as we start off next week. So just kind of an early first alert on that. The temperatures will be dropping. But before we get to that, we do have a relatively mild day for Saturday. 68 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. 39 Saturday night, down to 61 on Sunday with some sun. But then it gets really cold Sunday night, down to 33. High of 60 on Monday, 33 Monday night. So a couple of really cold nights in there. 68 on Tuesday. And then we'll be back in the 70s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But we got the cold air, Jeff, but we don't have winter precip. So that's good. We're not going to see any ice. We're not going to see snow or anything like that. Just cold for a couple of days, especially at night.
And we could use rain. We've been talking about that.
We definitely need some rain. Yeah, we do.
All right. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for watching. As always, stay first alert to any breaking or developing news in the